Hello and welcome to Swaay.Health, where we explore the interesting stories and trends from the world of healthcare marketing. I'm Colin Hung and I'm here at HIMSS24. It is day 3, we're at the end, we're exhausted, but I'm excited because I'm with my colleague Bonnie Spencer and we're going to recap the conference for you to give you all the trends and things that we've noticed. Bonnie, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much.
We're at the end. How exhausted are you?
Pretty dang exhausted. I saved my most broken in kicks for the end, and I think that was a smart thing to do.
That's very, very smart, actually. So Bonnie, this was your first HIMSS, and now that we're at the end, I'm curious to know what your impression is of the whole event.
Well, going into it, I mean, you don't, when it's your first time of like I said several times, this is my first experience in the industry in general. But coming in, I can say, my opinion, yes, this is a very worthwhile event, very worthwhile to come, especially to just see all in one place and in one time all the innovation that's happening and that's really changing the economy of the health world.
Yeah, no, I still remember my first HIMSS and one reaction I had was just awe. Like, it's just awe-inspiring to see how many companies are in this space, how big their booths are, how fancy things are here. And it was really humbling too, because at the company I was with at the time, we thought we were like the only one doing what we were doing, and we come here and we're like, oh my goodness, we're like one of 10.
Yeah, it opens your eyes, yes.
It's definitely eye-opening, and I think that is the one distinct memory I have of my first time at HIMSS.
Yeah.
So are you going to take, what will be yours?
Well, I think awe was a very good word for that. I mean, it's like the enormity of the booths sometimes, like a lot of them are just so big that I was actually talking to our colleague Brittany. I was like, how much time did it take to assemble like every single booth and like customize it and put their names all over it, and the huge, like the banners that are like a mile high into the sky. And it made it like easier to locate things too. The higher and bigger the better the sign, it's like, oh, that ice cream, which we still need to find, is over there by the Google booth, or if you can, they become like landmarks.
Well, actually, you bring up a great point, because that was actually going to be one of the trends I was going to mention here, is that for the first time, the number of suspended banners at HIMSS was huge. Like, normally we don't see as many suspended banners. This year there were a ton, and I think it's for that exact reason that you wanted to be noticed from across the hall. And so in the past there were a few of them, but this year there's a lot more, and I think it's a great thing because it does make it easier to find the companies that you're looking for. So that's definitely a trend. It's funny that you mentioned that the booths are so large, because one of the other trends is that the companies that have traditionally come to HIMSS, the Epics, the Cerners, now Oracle Health, they used to have very, very large booths. And this year, they've continued the trend of actually shrinking. So the Epic booth that you see here, the Oracle Health booth, they're actually a little bit smaller than they have traditionally been. But what's replaced it is other companies who have now grown in size. The one that surprised me was a company called Health Gorilla. They have an enormous booth here at HIMSS. And I remember when they started here with a 10 by 10, and now they've got this huge giant island. We see AWS here with a booth that's growing. We see Salesforce with a big booth. So there's other entrants that are coming in to replace the sizes of the traditional EHR vendors. But that's definitely a trend. I think people now are getting a lot more efficient and effective, and they don't need those big giant footprints anymore. So their booths are shrinking.
Right.
So those are two trends I picked up on. Was there a color trend that you sort of saw, like, in terms of, is it a sea of white and red? Like, what did you notice as you were walking around in terms of color schemes?
It seemed like I was seeing a lot of blues, purples, and reds.
Blue, purple, and red. Yeah.
And those that had the lights, I don't know, some had like contrast, like maybe 2 of them, and one was like, our wall is this color, and then a little like beautiful luminescent light of a different color that made it stand out.
Exactly. A lot of solid colors this year, which, again, a little bit of a different trend. Usually we would see white with a lot of words or pictures and things. This year I started to notice a lot more people with monochromatic color schemes with a little bit of accent color to really attract the eye. Like the Arcadia booth that you and I both like, with solid black with just some color highlights. And that really stands out amongst the sea of blues.
Yeah, it was
and
like
reds.
the only black one. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, what's your favorite? What are the takeaways that you're going to be taking home with you from HIMSS24?
Well, like I said, like with all the walking around in the interviews, just the amount of innovation that is happening that I had no idea existed. I'm also going to say, like, all of the vendors who allow the people to take home more than one for their kids, like my kids are going to be representing you very well. They'll
nice.
Your company name will get out there. I think that's a very smart thing. Also, like as far as giveaways, I've noticed I've been drawn to the chocolate and the healthy snacks.
Chocolate and healthy snacks. That's awesome.
But as far as like, an actual takeaway, I think this helps drive people to work harder, get further into their industry, and try and just get a cut above. And this industry is just going to keep moving forward so fast. It's amazing.
Awesome. Well, Bonnie, this has been great having you here. It's been great to relive HIMSS through a first-timer's eyes. So thank you for being on the program, and we'll look forward to having you back next year.
Thank you so much.
Hey, and if you enjoyed this interview as much as I did, please like and subscribe. Also, head on over to Swaay.Health, that's Sway with 2 A's, .health, where you'll find more great content like this. I'm Colin Hung. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you on the next video.